I've talked about how Ezeus's wife was removed from the Bible. Here you see in John, lege un hom methetes ekeno ekenos on he got thou. I don't know, but all I'm saying is like you can see that like when it says lege on like how what do we always see always in the Bible, lege curios, and that's thus saith the Lord. This person one was talking, but I came across this book and I have no idea what it says, but it looks like it's ikrologos, ikrologos. So ikrologos. I don't even know what that means. I'm sure I'll find out what it is eventually. But Pol means people. Pol on kai mega on amen dia. So there's a delta for sure in dia. And so like I think that the word had a connection to Egypt because ish baladi, bread of Egypt. But that's country bread. But maybe it's just coincidence. But if it's dia, then if it was D, Egypt, then it would be Egyptian. It's definitely Amen there, and it looks like it's owned, and it looks like it's a way of like being like the great mega own, the great own Amen, which sounds like a title, and so. Yeah, I thought it was important to point out. But her name was Un. What I'm thinking about these lambdas that are all alphas is that they're all lambdas, maybe. Because Ige, I think that's what I'm gonna like because like they're because Aleph and Lambda look too similar and but like maybe but I'm now pretty convinced that Dia is actually a because that looks like a D and that looks like an I. You can see the difference. I feel like I will never be able to tell you everything I'm trying to tell you right now. So I've been looking at Mark because the All Seeing Eye is flipping us off and like one tied for the oldest Bible. And the first thing I notice is that this is a different name, but I don't think that's what it's about. Like I looked at this and like it might be different because this is Isus Christu. Where's it? Christu? It says to EU, which your kid maybe. Like all I'm saying is that like clearly, like it's not Christu at all, and so maybe they're saying that this was abbreviated. But I found more problems because what happened is I was trying to find the word for Izus as an example to show you guys because I didn't think that the Sirach Izus is a good example because of the Sigma. I wanted to show you a C Izus, and so I went on a wild chase to I guess like it's probably Mark 11 or something, and Mark 11:33, I think, whatever. And what I have discovered is that it's not the same apocryphin, but there's the prophetess in, which looks like that's one word, like that's supposed to be connected to prophetess, and then it's moved to the next line. And then there's kai apocryphin. And then there's this Tessus legois legusin toi to ig eu because okay, but all I'm trying to say is that like clearly like I can't find Izus at all in here. Like, cause it looks like that, right? So there should be C's, right? So it should be C. Oh, but that's just ooh, because now it's not having a sigma at the end, so maybe it is in there and it's Izu. So it just has to be. See, I feel like I'm making a fool out of myself now, but like, really, I'm still not seeing it like in on my page. I don't know if you can see it on your page because you have a better view. Yeah, I don't see it. Ooh. Yeah, there's no. So, I've been talking about some things I'm seeing that are like different from the Catholic Bible that seems to be like not the real Bible, but even though it's so old, and like Codex Alexandrinus, which like has like this all-seeing eye flipping you off, it's called Katamat, and the way it's worded is like it wants it to be together. But what does kata mean? Like I've read that it's against on the internet, but this I think says like you agelion, good message, according from Luke maybe, so it might be kata Luke because that's Lucan, but here it's katamat. Thayan. But that's the gospel according to Mark, is what I read, what I saw. So, for some reason, Mark is called Mat instead of Matthew. Well, but Matthew is probably another one. So, John doesn't have a title at the front, but Ionin is at the end of it. But once again, I think it's good message. And this one has it separate though, and that helps with my theory that kata is always separate. But like I think that like they don't like they connect words sometimes. I know it's supposed to be a spoken language. Like, am I certain that like this part of the Bible I just showed, where like it is the Greek is not the Greek, is where it's supposed to be? Yes, because there's Ionin, Oti, and I can't see it because my hand's blocking it, but clearly like it is like before it gets to prophetes, and but then like over here it's moved down a line. So I think it's hard to know a lot of these words, and I think that I can figure out the words with some help. I think Thayan is a word that I should know, and it's helpful that he just goes like that he put it on different lines like that. But yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, I need a team of people to work with me. I think that's what I need. I think Siwa, like no one had like been there at all until like the 90s. Like you don't understand how isolated those people were. That's like going to the Amazon rainforest. You have no idea. Like I have a feeling that like in the Siwi language, like it might tell us some stuff about translating this that like make. I got distracted yesterday and I didn't preach. So sorry about that. Like I was kind of like baffled by the Vatican's artifacts. Like you don't realize that like all your twin had to do was hand off some artifacts to the Vatican, and they'll be handing them to you. Because clearly the Bible's wrong. I'm talking about the Greek Bible, and I can show you why. So here are all these periods I added because what I did was I looked at the text, and it has an uppercase letter for the beginning of a sentence. So when it does the beginning of a sentence, it adds an uppercase letter. This one doesn't think there are any uppercase letters at all. Like you will never figure out what that text says. So I had to go around here, and then what I realized is that there is no question. Oops, sorry. There's no question mark here. Polis, and then polis, epipolis, the people or whatever. I think like I always think of it I always think of it as people. Like I didn't actually read the Greek at all, because I saw it and I was like, oh, you can see how it's changed wrong, because Jesus, the son of now, let's see what it actually says. I think it says non, no, but like, Jesus. Oh no, we'll never know what it says. All we have to do is go look up the book. So there's a book of of the Bible called Jesus no way, which like I saw it as son of none, but clearly that's an Ada there. So the book of that's the book of Joshua. Like I corrected this guy the other day and I was like, Yeshua is not Yehoshua apparently, because Yehoshua is Joshua, and then now it's turned into, well, the Hebrew people are saying that Jesus comes from Joshua, but they didn't explain that like Joshua was Moses' military commander. His name was Hosea, and then Moses renamed him Jesus. Like this is talking about that person. It says Jesus, son of Nave, whatever, was valiant in the war and was a successor of Moses in prophecies, who according to his name was made great for the saving of the elect of God, and taking vengeance of the enemies that rose up against them, that he might set Israel in their inheritance. So that's a lot more. I looked at Polis and its city-state, and so I got mixed up between demos, because it's democracy, and Polis, which I think that's not the first time I've gotten mixed up on the word city-state, which is an embarrassing thing to get mixed up on, because that is probably that common of a word. But clearly what we're seeing here, though, is added stuff, because there's a question here, there's a question here, there's a question here, and like I wasn't seeing a lot of questions, but I clearly am not seeing one where it says Polis, which is somewhere that I can't see right now because my finger's blocking it. Polis. All I'm saying is that you can't read the Greek because it's wrong, but it's also ignoring sentences that much, because the capital letters, how you know there's a sentence. There are no periods like throughout like this period, because to Israel, I can't see because my finger's in the way again. I really do need a different way to look at this while I'm talking to you. Yeah. Like, I mean, why do we accept that we can't read the Bible, or why are we not allowed? Like, if you tell a Christian that the Bible's wrong, like the English is wrong, they're like, you telling me I'm stupid? I would never follow the wrong Bible. Like, they get so freaking offended, and it's like, dude, like, all I'm saying is that there are sentences, and like 8 sentences turns into 1 over here. Yeah. I'm sorry this isn't much of a sermon today, because I couldn't find anything. And what happened is I started looking up Decaduo, and I went down, and it ended up going down a very long path, because Deca is 10, but they're saying like Decaduo in the Septuagint is 12 tribes. But Origen says there are only 10 tribes, and the Levites didn't count as a tribe. And so I know that like I'm guessing because they know Deca's there, that means that they're talking about the 12 tribes, or because of the other word for tribe that they see in other texts. But what I'm trying to say is that like Decaduo is not 12, and so duo is probably not 2. And like clearly this one, like that is, there's no punctuation whatsoever there. And there's clearly punctuation there. So I feel like I sound a little crazy when I'm talking about taking stuff from the Vatican, but like if there's anything I want, it's that, my Zeus sculpture. And if there's anything I really want, it's the building marker for Thebes. If they have that, does that mean that they knew how to read ancient Egyptian? I don't see any Greek on there or Latin, because like how do you know to take that? That's a group of people that studied the culture they were conquering. So like they knew how important that statue was. They knew how important certain statues were. would I actually sell this Sir Francis Bacon or trade it is what I actually mean. Probably like never. Like I don't have another Sir Francis Bacon, so clearly, like if I have a Sir Francis Bacon, I'm keeping it. Titian, would I actually trade a Titian? Like if I only have one Titian and it's that one, I don't know if that's the same one. Like clearly, I would never actually trade it. Like Titian, whatever. Titian. Yeah. So, like I mean, it's pretty crazy when you start thinking about looting the Vatican's art collection. Like, but clearly, like there was stuff that we wanted dropped off at the Vatican for me, because I'm not sitting here going to the Egyptian Museum and shaking them down. Like I feel like I can. If there's anything I can shake down the Vatican for, it's my freaking building marker for Thebes. Because there's nothing that shows that the Vatican knew exactly. Like the Vatican knows something about history. Those people had a real history, and they conquered those people from Thebes. And Thebes was like 5,000 years older than them. Thebes was so freaking powerful. And yeah, like we can't read the Bible, and like it is so frustrating. Like that I'm gonna have to always read this. Like I can't get an offline PDF. Do you know how infuriating that is to me? It's infuriating.